You ever get that feeling where you read a series and it's super enjoyable, but your best girl just doesn't win? You know, that series where your girl totally deserved the main character over the actual winner. You know that series. We all know that series. For some, it could be Nisekoi. For others, Komi Can't Communicate, and maybe even a few people who don't love how the quintessential quintuplets ended. But regardless of what series you think of, we can all agree that it sucks to have your best girl lose in series. So man, let me tell you what a pleasant surprise it was to find a series where every girl wins. Yep, you guessed it. Today, we're going to be talking about the series, The 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You. Or as I like to call it, 100 Girlfriends. 100 Girlfriends is, like I said in the intro, a series where every girl seems to be a winner. Whether you like your classic tsundere, or maybe you love a good old masochist, your girl in this series is gonna be a winner. But let's stop talking about winners, and let's talk about why 100 Girlfriends is a really fun manga. The first thing that is really great about 100 Girlfriends is how the premise is so incredibly silly, yet unlike a series like Rent a Girlfriend or Kanjamo Kanjo, it works for the sole reason that this manga full-heartedly embraces the silliness of its premise. Whereas something like Kanjamo Kanjo will try to have some serious moments that don't really mesh well with the comedy at points in the story, say the scene in the Okinawa arc, 100 Girlfriends just goes straight for the comedy and never lets up. Now don't get me wrong, there are some really nice character moments in this series, but the manga never forgets that it's a completely nonsensical and outlandish manga. An example of this is that we have an entire arc surrounding Kurane, one of the girlfriends, losing her tsundere-ness and trying to get it back. And the whole arc ends with the main character, Rentaro, forming a spirit bomb of tsundere energy and throwing it at her. And I know, completely nonsensical and crazy, but it works with the premise and tone of the manga, and it never really takes itself too seriously, unlike something like Rent a Girlfriend. To cut this section short though, because 100 Girlfriends commits to its silly premise, it stays enjoyable for a majority of the series, and it's something I gotta compliment this manga on. Another thing I must commend 100 Girlfriends on is the art. Yes, I know I always bring up the art when talking about manga, but I do feel that it's necessary to do so, and I must say that the art in this manga is extremely well done. I feel like all the girlfriends, except one or two, have really nice and distinct designs. And one specific design I have to call out is Nadi, who is as American as you can be, and I adore that. I also feel as if the art is extremely expressive emotionally, even with characters such as Nano. The art also expresses emotion very well, and is frankly just a joy to look at. Of course, like I always say, the art isn't as good as Judo Camp or Dragon Ball, but it's still phenomenal nonetheless, and definitely a highlight of this manga. Another great thing about this manga is the main character, Rentaro. But let me be crystal clear. Rentaro is not a character with great development. He's not a character with great chemistry with the main cast. Really, if you look at Rentaro from an objective point of view, he's rather bland. However, even though you can't say that Rentaro is technically kinda bland, what makes me love this man immensely is how much he loves his girlfriends. And trust me, when I tell you that he loves his girlfriends, he really loves his girlfriends. This dude makes Noya from Kanjamo Kanjo look like a chump with how much Rentaro loves his girlfriends. If you want an example of how much Rentaro loves them, here's what he had to say about his girlfriends when he only had 9 in his possession. Pause to read if you care, because I didn't. I also think Rentaro's love for his girlfriends also leads to really fun comedy, such as threatening to murder someone over saying that Kurumi, one of his girlfriends, eats kinda weird. Or just how far he goes to please his girlfriends. It's hilarious. Overall though, while not a well-written main character if you're being super critical, Rentaro is an extremely funny one to follow, and his love and devotion for his girlfriends is truly admirable. And the final major thing I really enjoyed when reading 100 Girlfriends is the comedy. Whether it's exploring Rentaro's girlfriends in their quirks or just giving us a crap ton of references from all sorts of manga, this series is extremely funny, and it's something I had to mention here. And now, with all the positives out the way, let's talk about one huge negative I really have with this manga, and that negative being that after a while, the manga starts to feel a little bit repetitive and begins to wear thin. Rentaro has a girlfriend, he meets another one, we get to explore that girlfriend's quirks, and then she's part of the family. And I feel like that's basically the outline of every arc in the series, and honestly, it begins to get a little stale after a little while. I just think that there isn't enough variety here to keep me fully invested, and I think that's a huge issue in this manga. Now, once again, the manga's not all bad, there are some really good arcs, but a majority of these arcs are repetitive, and it's a complaint I had to bring up when talking about this manga. Another issue that I felt became more apparent as the series read on is that as we get more girlfriends in the series, the manga begins to feel a little bit too cluttered. Now, while that may seem obvious, for the first 10 girlfriends, the manga felt very well paced and all the girls got their time to shine. But as the number of girlfriends just continues to pile up, and they just start to blend into each other and get reduced to a single outlandish character trait, like Hahari being a pervert or Kurumi doing anything for food, it gets kind of boring and bland. Now don't get me wrong, the girls are still fun, but there is such a concept as too much, and I believe this manga perfectly shows off that concept. And now, with the good and bad aspects of the series out the way, let's get to the part of the video that I'm sure everyone's been waiting for, and that's ranking all the girlfriends we've met in this series so far as of chapter 76. Now, there are 16 girlfriends as of chapter 76, so I'm gonna be fast in my rankings, okay? You ready? Let's go. Last place is Chiyo. She's annoying and incest is bad. Next place is Yamame. She's boring. Fourth place is Momi. Her personality trait just feels like a watered down version of Hakari and Hahari. Speaking of which, 13th and 12th place go to Hahari and Hakari. These characters are eerily similar, and I don't enjoy their quirks as much as other girls, but they are not bad by any means. 11th place is Meme. Meme is extremely cute, but I feel as if we just need to see more of her before moving up on the list. 10th place is Mei. Mei is a very funny character who I enjoy and I just need to see more of. 9th place is Nadi. I love Nadi because she's as American as all can be. She dresses up as a cowboy, and I really enjoy how she speaks broken English, but the other girls higher up on this list are just simply better than her. 8th place is Karane. Karane is a tsundere to the max, and I love that. She has a really nice arc, and I find the gag where she makes out with Hakari from time to time to be hilarious. 7th place goes to Yaku. Yaku is an extremely fresh girl introduced in the series, and I really enjoy how different she is from the rest of the girlfriends in this manga. I have no issue with Yaku, I just need to see more of her as the series goes on. Her dialogue, character, and design are all top tier, and she earns the 7th place spot. 6th place is Mimimi. I think Mimimi's design rocks. She's funny, and she's really kind, and I love her relationship with Nano. 5th place is Kurumi. I adore how cute Kurumi can be, but I don't love how she's reduced to just the hungry one sometimes, but Kurumi is still awesome. 4th place is Iku. Iku has a really cute date arc with Ventaro, and a really good design. It reminds me of Darkness as a character, and I enjoy Darkness. However, sometimes her masochism goes a little bit too far for my taste. 3rd place is Nano. Nano is your coup d'etat, and she is awesome. I love her design, her personality, her shrinking arc, her character arc in the pool. Overall, Nano is just awesome, and I love her immensely. And numbers 1 and 2 are basically tied for me, but it's Yoshimoto and Kusuri. Kusuri is incredibly fun with her drug personality. Yep. Yoshimoto is adorable, and I love the quiet girl trope. Kusuri can have very funny panels and jokes about her different ages. And Yoshimoto, with her manner of speech throughout the text in the books, is awesome. I love how Kusuri is actually older than most of the main cast, and I love how pure Yoshimoto is. I think that Yoshimoto's introduction arc is amazing, and Kusuri's parent arc is hilarious. Basically, these two girls are extremely cute and easily my favorites in the series. In fact, they're close to my top 10 girls of all time. That's how good they are. Whew, and there you have it. 100 Girlfriends is a very fun series, and I highly recommend checking it out if you want something fun. Sure, I have some issues with this manga, but overall, it's enjoyable. And without further ado, I genuinely hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.